Hello students. You're welcome to today's chemistry lesson. Today, we will be studying chemical combination, part 2. But before we begin, let's briefly recap what we learned in our previous lesson. We learned about the periodic table, focusing on the first 20 elements, which are the most commonly used in everyday life. We also discussed electronic configuration, which shows how electrons are arranged around the nucleus of an atom. Finally, we explored types of chemical bonds, which are categorized into strong bonds, such as electrovalent, covalent, and metallic bonds. Weak bonds, such as hydrogen bonds and van der Waals forces. Our lesson objective for today is to continue learning the electronic configuration of atoms, and to explain the systems used in naming compounds. Weak bonds are forces of attraction between molecules. They are weaker than strong bonds but are very important in nature. The two main types of weak bonds are hydrogen bond and van der Waals bond. A hydrogen bond is a weak force of attraction that occurs when a hydrogen atom in one molecule is attracted to a strongly electronegative atom, such as oxygen, nitrogen, or fluorine, in another molecule. Let us use water as an example. In a water molecule, oxygen attracts electrons more strongly than hydrogen. This makes the oxygen atom slightly negative, and the hydrogen atom slightly positive. As a result, the slightly positive hydrogen of one water molecule is attracted to the slightly negative oxygen of another water molecule. This attraction is called a hydrogen bond. Hydrogen bonding is very important. It is the reason water has a high boiling point, remains liquid at room temperature. Let us now talk about van der Waals forces. Van der Waals forces are extremely weak forces of attraction that exist between all molecules, especially neutral ones. These forces occur because electrons in molecules are always moving. When electrons move, one side of a molecule may become slightly negative, while the other side becomes slightly positive. This creates a weak attraction between nearby molecules. Van der Waals forces are much weaker than hydrogen bonds, and are only noticeable when molecules are very close together. For example, in gases, such as oxygen and nitrogen, the molecules move freely and are far apart. However, very weak attractions still exist between them. These weak attractions are called van der Waals forces. They help explain why gases can be compressed, and why gases can be liquefied at low temperatures. Life example. In cooking gas, propane and butane molecules are held together by very weak forces called van der Waals forces. These weak forces keep the gas stored as a liquid under pressure, but when the gas is released, the forces break easily, and the gas burns. Systems of naming compounds are of two types: the conventional naming system and the IUPAC naming system. Conventional naming system. This is the old and commonly used method of naming compounds. These names are based on everyday usage, and are not formed using scientific rules. Examples of compounds named using this system include water and common salt. Although these names are easy to use, they do not provide detailed scientific information about the compounds. IUPAC naming system. This follows international scientific rules for naming compounds. It is used by scientists, students, and industries all over the world. IUPAC stands for the International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. It is a global organization that standardizes chemical nomenclature, terminology, symbols, and other important aspects of chemistry. IUPAC develops systematic naming rules, such as those used for organic compounds, and publishes standards that are accepted throughout the global chemistry community. Examples of compounds named using the IUPAC system include water, which is called dihydrogen oxide, and common salt, which is known as sodium chloride. Why it matters. IUPAC's work provides a universal language for chemists, ensuring that the name, structure, and properties of a compound are understood consistently across different countries, industries, and areas of research. You've completed this lesson. Your progress is impressive. Let's answer a few short questions to help us remember what we've learned so far. In today's lesson, we learned about the electronic configuration of atoms. We also studied weak bonds, which include hydrogen bonds and van der Waals bonds. In addition, we explained the systems of naming compounds. The conventional naming system is the old and commonly used method of naming compounds, and these names are based on everyday usage. We also learned about the IUPAC naming system, which follows international scientific rules for naming compounds, and is used by scientists, students, and industries all over the world. In our next class, we will continue with chemical combination, part 3. Thank you.